what can I say? Venetia Welby is the author of Palabra Ferracori, A Journey to London's Dark Heart. She's a huge traveller, and she's travelled in places such as China, Havana, and so forth, and is saddened by the homogeneity that's happening in the globalised world. Think about it. And also, she's working on a third novel. If that wasn't enough, she's getting married in September days. It's all good, as we say. It's all good. So give it up for her, please, Venetia.
This bears some explanation. This is where the main character of my novel, damaged anti-hero Matty, begins to write his own novel. He thinks that by writing about his own experiences through the eyes of his own protagonist, Max, he can gain some sort of clarity or catharsis. Here, he manages to romanticise what amounts to an ecstasy-skewed one-night stand at a fancy dress party. Matty's novel, quite unlike mine of course, is rather flowery and self-indulgent. But since this is the Poetry Cafe, I have allowed him some poetic license. Another summer, and the hot rays of August have streaked Max's dark hair with gold, and tinged his pallor with gilt flush. Another field, another rave, another strain of bass rocks his rangy body to its irresistible rhythm. Time speeds, and only the dance can follow it, swifter and swifter into the lull and void. Time stops, musical statues, and she is there. Only she moves before him, fluid, elemental as a river. The girl watches Max drowning in her dance. Snake charmer, she feels like she's slipping into a dream, drawing him with her. Her brown eyes lock with his blue electricity, demonically ringed, winged in coal. Her first sight of Max paints an image on her unconscious which will resurface on the insides of her eyelids, reanimate in the dreamlands of each sleep. They stare, entranced, at one another. Now they are still as the music crescendos and the dancing demons of heaven and hell fade to blur, cacophony of colours. The slender shoulder revealed by her displaced dress strap blinds him, as bold, as shocking to his senses as if she stands before him entirely naked. He is lost to the curve and swell of breast, the flawless, flat expanse above, scarred by a single white flower. They move unthinking towards each other, twirled together by a gravitational pull as undeniable as the double helix of fate and death. Looking back on that moment through the purple haze, Max is unable to place the shifting steam in a static context. He cannot tether the ethereal nature of falling for that girl to a base of real settings, to time and space. But he can feel it. He can feel the amphetamine thrill sing in his bones, and his blood, adrenaline and love. He can feel the quasi-painful pull within his chest, the winded sensation just below. He can feel the vibration of the music beating through him, the flashing lights, the whirls and colours. He can feel the crush of the people around him, the heaving, dancing mass, living, leaping, one body acknowledging its place in the universal order. In a sea of writhing cosmic creatures, human emblems of every faith, every interpretation of good and evil, the girl glows before him, an angel, yes, an angel, in dazzling white. Clarity, as if for the first time. Max sees that this girl is the goddess at the centre of this twilight dimension, a world hanging gently to the side of reality, yet in its absolute beauty more real, more true than any shadow that visible in the grey monotony of the day-to-day. He watches awed as the vital colours of the trees glare with animation behind her, framing her. The silver slither of moon swings in and out, mirroring each breath she takes. He can hear her, he can feel her, he must have her. The girl sees the slashed torso, the satanic horns, the wide, blue-eyed flare of the devil dancing before her. Max, one half of his face illuminated by the Roman candles exploding over the forest behind, is all she can see. The background fades, time spins, and the two are all that remains, looking, not daring to touch, each humble before the sheer power of the other. The music is thumping an eternal tattoo, and the two fall easily into its pattern, never breaking eye contact, moving closer and closer. It's one of those times when both the rising sun and the waning moon are visible, confusing cousins. Dew kisses skin as they run into the pathways of the green forest bordering the field. They stumble upon a clearing, stubs of candles illuminating where the red dawn cannot pierce through the high canopy of trees. They are not the first to come to this sacred den, that much is clear from the debris, the disturbed cushions. They are part of long venerated tradition, the very essence of earth, humanity, the universe. They sit cross-legged, facing each other, minion of hell and celestial seraph. Max touches the girl's impeccable face lightly, and as her halo slips aside, he leans towards her and kisses her. Light filters in from the ravaging streaks of the dawn. It splits into fragments of every hue the world has hidden as it strikes the prism of their shelter. The girl's eyes expand and reflect, crystal orbs of time and space. She moans in colours as he pushes the white dress away and beyond the angelic flesh, luminescent against the damp, mossy bed. Gazes melt, and the world shuffles on its axis as Max enters her. Smells, strange and brooding, speak into ears, which imbued with new sensitivity channel the orbits of the Milky Way, small against the backdrop of infinite galaxies. One pulse, his, hers, Earth's heartbeat. He can taste the morning sky, feel the animal scent of her, see the sensation of his touch upon her skin, as he slides into and upon her. Breath upon breath, stark sighs, in, out, the forest moving with them. A night dance in celebration of the morning. Flower flames, sigh subsides, pulse, beats. Max feels the lifeblood course through him, through tear and into the earth beneath him, the eternal cycle of life. All is one, all is calm. They lie beneath molten sunrise, head nestled in inner elbow, mould of muscle mingling flesh with flesh, one body, soul within soul. The green grass curls around the girl's left breast as she curves her sleek physique around Max's diabolical torso like a vine. Paralysed, complete, the marble statue of the lovers allows itself to be painted by the dawn's lurid orange spillage. Shards of innocence, they lie in the sweet, sweaty chill of the morning light. Darkened by sun and dust, yang curls around S-curve the yin, a perfect fit. A bird looks down on them, sees this holy symbol, flits away in fear and awe. Max yawns, smiles. Slowly, the sky clarifies, airy blue skimming the rosy mist from the surface. Cold, fresh, real. In the stark daylight, the girl still sends his senses spinning with her peculiar beauty. Angelic wings poke out from her back at the disarming angle of a dislocated limb. Her halo sits aslant, the dip of her right temple, a cherubic berry. Moss and mud adorn the dark hair, falling in complex tangles around her disrobed shoulders. She tries to edge her dress up, smiling nervously at him, newly self-aware, even her nudity. Paradise found. But Max's hand prevents the dress's movement as he smiles lazily into her dark eyes, no longer so innocent. The black abyss of her pupils so deep, so black as to consume any light from the surrounding sienna. It's another level of understanding. Two humans, vulnerable, flawed. They see their reflection in each other. The bravado of the dancing nymph, the predatory god, the theatre fades to black. And the surprise comes in the continued pleasure of reality. The mundane has been transformed into something of value. Laughter dissolves the intensity of the night, of what lies unspoken between them. The world opens up before them, revealing layer upon layer of new experiences to be shared. The post-rave high follows them back to London. With the self-absorbed intuition of lovers, they have happily forgotten the friends they came with, as they join the carnival of heaven and hell on its journey back to civilization. Max takes her to Soho for breakfast, to a coffee shop where their neon wall stripes, whistles, and apocalyptic attire draw only the most cursory of glances. Unable to eat, they gaze at each other, hands and legs entwined beneath the screen of the sticky formica table. "So," he says, "what's your name?"